bit more than 2 months ago. And exactly actually on the 3rd of September, which was the day before my birthday on top of everything. So I was devastated. My life for a moment stopped, and I felt so hopeless and fed with fear from the doctor that I literally just didn't know where to go from there. However, I started to talk to my family, my friends, and of course, about 70, maybe even 80% of them rushed me to go with the chemotherapy. And I was just listening to that, but I felt in my gut that that's not the route I want to do. And there was a reason for this. And the diagnosis I had was I have 2 cancers in my liver, and I have 1 spot in my spine in T11. So the good thing was that I was already vegan for 8 years. So I became actually vegan because of Chris Carr and her movie Crazy Sexy Cancer. So that was for me like a sign that, wow, I already know there is other option. And I also watched the Truth About Cancer, and it was like, wow, the universe really prepared me for this. Like, I know what to do. And thank God, a lot of other friends who are on the same path as me with healing through alternative options, they were supporting me finding other options. And that's what I was looking for. And when I was diagnosed, I had pain in my abdomen to the point that I was not able to lift from my bed, to lift anything heavy. Even my purse at some point was really heavy to carry. And I had a terrible cough. My muscles were getting weaker and weaker around my abdominal. And because of that, also my entire body was compromised. So I was not able to do my yoga that I usually would do. And I felt literally every day I was getting weaker and weaker. I was feeling nauseous. I couldn't eat at some point anymore. And it went to the point that I lost 30 pounds within 3 weeks. So I'm like, okay, I'm becoming officially a ghost. And that feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm getting worse, I don't know what to do, was also a good motivator to find, I wanted to find something local that is I can drive to and I don't have to leave my son for too long. So I started to research, and I came across, actually I remembered a friend of mine talking, I think that was like 6 years ago, was talking about Hippocrates Health Institute in West Palm Beach, and who is, to my surprise, today with us. So I didn't expect that actually, so they are absolutely amazing. And so I came across the name many years ago, but it just got stuck in my head for obvious reasons now. And when I started to look into their website, I came across their raw vegan 3-week comprehensive cancer wellness program, which included oxygen therapies and vitamin C IVs, B12 and vitamin D shots, and many other therapies, massages. Also what they do, what is amazing, is they look into your mitochondria and make sure you raise your vibration for so you can receive the healing you are inquiring. So they have really a great technology, something called New Calm or QR, and it's all about energizing your cell so it can heal. So I knew deeply in my heart that that's the place I wanna be. Like, that's my healing. Like, that's it. I found it. I had no idea how I will come up with the money or organize work, but I called literally next day and talked to the person who was sharing also some other stories of healing, and I just knew. And when she said the next one is starting in 2 weeks, I'm like, okay, like, timing couldn't be better. I really need this. And so the decision was made for me, and literally everything else just aligned like magically. Honestly, I really believe it was universe guiding me to this. And so the day before I left for Hippocrates, I actually, on top of everything, I fell. I was packing to go, and it was just a little bit too much for me. I was too weak, and I fell in my home on the floor. My son, who's here, and 2 other friends had to like pick me up from the floor. I was not able to walk. So at Hippocrates, I literally arrived in wheelchair. Like, I got out of the car and like, give me wheelchair, I can't walk. So that was at my worst ever. Yeah, my health condition was the worst. So the fall made that I injured my psoas muscles, and because my compromised body was already dealing with sciatica and some other, like I tore my traps, so there was just a lot of pain, and the pain is constant. So to live with the pain, it's really no joke. So when I came to Hippocrates, literally just the energy there, people, and the nature, the property is absolutely beautiful, connected to nature. That already gave me a lot of motivation and healing, and also stories of other people who went through it and have amazing healing stories. But the first 4 days were tough. Like, to transition from a vegan who, so I was already vegan, but I wasn't really eating super pure, let's say. I was eating a lot of sugar, a lot of processed foods, even though I was thinking I'm doing great, but I wasn't. We need more nutrients, and we need more raw foods, in my opinion, that are giving us those nutrients. So what Hippocrates believes in, for example, are sprouts. It's nutrient-dense food that you can add to every meal, basically, and you are just having way more nutrients in your body. So that's just one thing. I have more pointers a little bit later. But at Hippocrates, I started to, the 4 days, I still wasn't able to keep food. I was nauseous. I literally took like 3 bites, and my body was detoxing. I actually didn't know about it. I was just feeling something is wrong, like why I can't eat regular salad. Like, it just didn't work for my body. So 4 days were like that. But on the fourth day, on Thursday, I ate my first dinner with appetite, and I ate it all. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was sharing this with everyone. I was so excited. And since then, on Sunday, I gained 5 pounds. And literally everyone, I was walking around and said, I gained 5 pounds, I gained 5 pounds. And I was so happy, and the whole Hippocrates was celebrating with me, all my friends. And it's such an amazing community over there. I have literally friends for life. So the other issue I had was also a lot of cancer patients have calcium issues, which actually was diagnosed when I got the diagnosis from the doctor, but he didn't tell me anything about it. So when I went to Hippocrates, the first blood test, my doctor over there said, you have high calcium. It was 12.3. And it's better to have it at like around 10 or below. So they were so serious about it, and I had no idea like how serious it was. They wanted to send me to hospital. Literally, they were like, we have an Uber for you. You are going to hospital like now. And it was like 8 p.m. I'm like, no, I'm not going. So I refused, actually. I signed release form, and I asked for like any other option I'm in, but I'm not going to hospital. And so they suggested that I was already doing the vitamin C IVs, but they put me on 2 more hydration IVs over the next like 4 days. And then we took blood tests after about a week. And so after 1 week, my calcium went down to 10.8. And my doctor said, you are fine. Your body is responding to the food. Your metabolism is responding. The blood test shows it. You don't have to worry about the calcium. You are fine. Everything is working for you. I was just so thrilled. And that's like very rare, actually, situation that it went down from 12.3 to 10.8 in like a week. And then 1 week later, actually, it went down again to 9.8. And all other blood tests were also improving. And at the end, actually, of the 3rd week, my doctor said, I can already tell you from the blood test that your liver cancer is shrinking. You just stay on the path for 3 more months. When you get home, you're gonna be fine. And so there's so much hope and support at Hippocrates Health Institute. I would just highly, highly recommend them. So I have actually few pointers about the institute, what they're actually doing. So first of all, they do believe in a raw vegan diet, but like let's say once a week you can have a cooked meal if you crave a soup, or you want something that you really, really like. You should still enjoy your food, your meals. If it's a struggle, give yourself time. If you don't have to do extreme measures like I do, then give yourself time. It takes a little bit time to adjust. But basically, I mentioned the sprouts. The sprouts are like, eat sprouts. Sprouts are just amazing. They're also very tasty, and you can mix them in wraps. You can mix them. I'm putting them on like any, even in my juice. That's actually the Hippocrates juice. They juice cucumber and celery and pea sprouts and sunflower sprouts. everything at Hippocrates is homemade. They have their own garden. Actually, Brandon at the Hippocrates booth is can tell you more about the garden. He's doing that as well. So we have the sprouts. So 90% raw vegan sprouts, and then there's also like wheatgrass bar. You do wheatgrass once or twice a day, if you can. 1 ounce of wheatgrass is equal to 5 pounds of vegetables. I mean, is it that like insane? Like like everyone should drink wheatgrass. It's just so amazing for your body. Actually, one of the treatment was also to put your wheatgrass on your scalp for cleansing and detoxing your scalp. It's just amazing. So wheatgrass is another recommendation. And then they don't use salt. To salt your food and just to add more minerals, add algae. So maybe like kelp salt, or you can do like raw vegan sushi, which is then made with the nori sheet. So add algae, they are amazing. And also add spirulina to you if you care, if you drink other smoothies. Then everything is organic over there, and as I mentioned, homemade. So that makes such a huge difference. I actually got myself a dehydrator, and raw food is considered when it's not cooked over 115 Fahrenheit. So dehydrator, you can set the temperature, and you can just do some of the foods dehydrated, and they are still warm and amazing, not as just hot and cooked, right? You can make asparagus with sesame seeds in dehydrator for just 3 hours, and it's really delicious. And I started doing just raw walnuts, for example. You soak them one day before, then you put them on dehydrator for overnight, and it's crispy, but it's raw instead of roasted, and where they lose their nutrients. So I also started doing homemade milk from Brazilian nut. Again, all is raw and filled with nutrients. And because of my cancer diagnosis, I'm not allowed to eat sugar, even fruits. So whoever is dealing with cancer, skip the sugar, skip the fruit, and it really helps. That's what actually is feeding you disease, whatever it is. Okay, there's just few things that when you go a little bit beyond food, what we are doing is we are dry brushing your skin, literally in the morning and in the evening, every day. It helps with circulation and your lymphatic system, and also brush your or scrape your tongue. I do it morning and evening, but if you do it once a day in the morning, but those two items are also very important for the detox. And again, watch your metabolism. It's not okay if you go just like 3 times a week, okay? And then choose organic as much as possible, not only as your food, but also for the body, for your lotion, shampoo, everything. At Hippocrates, they have amazing line. I got a few items, and everything is organic and pure. And also clothes, okay, this one is not organic, but moving forward, I commit to choosing organic clothing as well. So I have just few, like 5 more items I want to share, and it's a little bit beyond the food again. Just if you are looking for healing in general, like food is the main source for your healing, but there are also some other items that you should pay attention to. And one is you need to have your support system. You cannot do this alone. You cannot. Just trust me. The feeling of belonging and know that you can ask someone a question and know people who are going through the same or similar. I'm actually having a group chat with my Hippocrates friends, and we are just connected in a different way. If we have questions, like even like, where do you buy your nuts, your organic nuts? And we just share the wisdom we learned, we remembered, and it's absolutely priceless. And then listen to stories of survivors who, there was, for example, one friend that I met, and she shared a story. Her name is Dana. I don't know if Brendan remembers her, but she had 4 weeks to live, and she was in a hospital with ovarian cancer, and she decided to go with Hippocrates, and that was 4 years ago. So, if you hear those stories, you see those people, you just, you can't think otherwise, but there's hope, and I have options, and I don't have to listen to the doctor or to your mom or whoever is feeding you fear. Then also, don't be afraid of your disease. If it's cancer, but anything else, your body is so smart, and your body wants to heal. If you give the body what it needs, it will heal. There's no way. Listen, 4 weeks to live, and she lives still, okay? It's just trust in your body. But particularly about cancer, what my doctor told me over there is cancer cell just was trying to help you, actually. There was another cell that was healthy before, but it lost either pH, so it got too acidic, or it lost oxygen. That's when the cancer cell is taking over to help your body. So it literally, actually, in that moment, saved your life, let's say. And cancer is nothing bad. It can be reversed. You just need to alkalize with raw vegan food, but also just everything that makes you alive. Even breathing is alkalizing your body. And the oxygen, again, breathing, right? Or just the oxygen chambers, if you have a chance to do that. But also going outside for 30 minutes a day, just breathing fresh air. So another crucial point that was addressed at Hippocrates is emotional healing. Like if there's anything that is triggering you, any negativity you have in your life right now, maybe a mom or whoever who is just saying the things you just don't hear, but they keep on coming, and you are just like, okay, well, there's nothing I can do. You have to stop the cycle. You have to say no. So you have to say no to your pain, if it's physical or the emotional. Stop the cycle of triggering. Remove to the minimum whoever is triggering, so the triggers don't come. And I had so much therapy and healing and programs I went through, and I learned a lot about forgiveness and talking. Like I did all of this, but to listen to this advice, like you have to stop the cycle, just literally change everything. And obviously in my situation, I was able to claim, like, in my situation, I need healing and I just don't need this. So I had the reason to tell. But in any situation, you have the right to say that. You have the right to say no to negativity. And then last one of those 5 is your attitude matters. If you are just sitting in front of TV and watching Netflix and kind of give up on your life, then your life will give up on you. You have to be out there living to the best that you can, as basically nothing had happened, like your body is already healed. You have to have this attitude of positivity and hope. That was a big research they did on this, and so attitude matters. That's pretty much it. I have just one last mantra that I keep close to me that I want to share with those who are suffering or they're looking for solutions. And the mantra is, I'm at ease with my pain today because I know I'm already healed. And I just want to give you this hope for you to think about, reflect, and let me know if you have any questions. I will be here around. And also, again, big shout out to Hippocrates Health Institute. Brandon is over there. It's like the 3rd booth over here. And they're offering everyone who stops by, they have a list of items they promote. So you can go ahead and grab your sheet and start just reflecting and thinking and planning. Thank you.